Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to do kind of the follow-up to my Waft video that I did about a month ago. I'm going to give you guys my final consensus, my final thoughts on the Waft experience, and let you guys know if I think this entire experience is worth checking out. So let's get into it. Now, I'm pretty much agreeing with what I said before in the video, but I did get a return exchange. And so I got the bottle. I wanted to kind of cement my opinions on the experience and share them with you guys. But if you guys want to know about the first initial part of this video, because I don't want this video to be too long, check out the video below where I talk about my Waft experience. But I'm gonna TLDR it if you guys don't want to sit through the video. I purchased the fragrance. It wasn't anything like I expected or I asked for after filling out the Waft experience. I contacted them. They offered to send me a replacement. There we go. Now, the fragrance itself, the liquid inside the bottle, I think is worth the price that you pay. It smells and has the same quality of, say, a fragrance from like Marc Jacobs or Dolce & Gabbana, like a designer house along those lines. I find it to be a nice quality and to smell really good. But with Waft, you're not just paying for the fragrance, you're paying for the entire experience. And that's ultimately what I'm going to be talking about today. So first things first, just for transparency, I paid for this. And so this in no way was given to me or sent to me. This was something that I'd wanted to kind of bring to you guys. This experience is something I wanted to bring you guys for a few years. And I finally was at a place and bored enough with the pandemic that I decided to kind of do this. Now, Waft prides themselves and advertises themselves as being a customized fragrance experience. The way that they present themselves, I believe, in my opinion, makes it seem like you're getting a bespoke fragrance made just for you. I'm not saying that's what they say on their website, but it kind of feels like that's what everything kind of feels like. So if you watched my initial video, you know the Waft experience. You could spend 5 minutes on Waft's website and kind of get an idea of what it is. The Waft experience, the Waft lab, is actually where you go through and you answer specific questions for them to have a custom, fantastic perfumer. Think Dominique Rapoint is one of the perfumers, an IFF perfumer. Create a fragrance for you that you personalize. So you get to choose the name of it. You get to choose the flavor text with it. There's a variety of different labels that you can choose from. And the questions that you answer are you looking for a feminine fragrance, a masculine fragrance, a unisex fragrance? Are you looking for a daytime fragrance, an evening fragrance? Are you looking for a work fragrance, a more movement fragrance, a more elegant fragrance? And you choose an inspiration perfume from a very extensive library. And then you choose 3 notes that you would like to see in your scent. And then they say, we've matched you with a perfumer. And then you go from there. Now, my issue with Waft has to do with the fact that I think that there's a lot of smoke and mirrors around what you're actually paying for. Because it's not just the fluid that you're paying for the experience. So when I didn't like, it's not that I didn't like this, if you guys remember. The fragrance I chose was unisex, movement, daytime scent, and I wanted to have orris, violet, and vanilla in there. I wanted a very effervescent daytime scent that was like an introductory gourmand that had some beautiful aromatic floral elements to it. This is just green tea and musk. Now granted, I love the way this smells. I've worn it a bunch. Don't have an issue with it. But it only has the violet in there, and the violet is very fleeting. Really all you smell is green tea and musk. And one of my, because when you purchase Waft, you get 3 fragrances. You get your main fragrance, and then you get layering fragrances. The elegant layering fragrance was perfect. So they have a great return policy, a great exchange policy. So they actually sent me, since they didn't have a 100 ml bottle of the elegant one that I liked, they sent me 2 50 ml bottles of this. Remember this. They didn't have a 100 ml bottle to send me. They had 2 50 ml bottles. So they sent me those instead, which is an equivalent value, but we'll get into that. I didn't think too much about it, but I did, and when I did my video, I mentioned I linked and referenced two people or two blogs, one from Fragrantica, one independent blog, who I believe were completely right and who I completely agree with, that with Waft, you're not paying for a custom fragrance, you're paying for an algorithm. And so I actually reached out and asked the customer service people at Waft. And I believe the way that I worded the question was, I'm having a question about the Waft experience. Is it a bespoke custom fragrance that's being designed, or does an algorithm choose from an already predetermined library of fragrances? Now, I don't remember because it's on my computer and I don't feel like walking 3 feet over there, but I will actually link in the description box below if you'd like to see what they said, and if you want receipts, I still have the email if you guys really want to see it. But basically, to sum up what they said is that Waft partners with master perfumers to create an extensive proprietary library of beautiful scents, and the Waft experience helps choose those fragrances as well as the accompanying layering fragrances, for your Waft fragrance, for the Waft experience. Now, here's the thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think if that's their business model, if that's their mission, I think the service in and of itself is really cool. I think it's a great gift or a great experience for somebody who's indecisive, somebody who is everything, for maybe a fragrance lover that kind of wants a unique spin, or if you want to find a personalized gift for a special fragrance lover. I think this experience is cool. And the problem that I have is the smoke and mirrors. Now, please, if you guys have the opportunity, 5 minutes, go to the website and you don't have to pay anything to go through the Waft lab to create your scent. Let me know if you guys think I'm reading too much into this, that I think that they're being a little bit smoke and mirrors about a custom bespoke fragrance. Because if you think about the ingredients and if you think about the perfumers to create a bespoke experience for the price, it seems too good to be true. But I feel like they're kind of leading you on a little bit. They're not telling you you're getting a bespoke experience. They're telling you you're getting a custom, personalized fragrance, which could very well have to do with, the personalization of the bottles. Again, I don't think that there's anything wrong with the service. I just think that, the smoke and mirrors are, to me, a little bit shady. That's my biggest concern with Waft. My other concern has to do with lead time, considering that everything's already made and pre-bottled. So when I ordered this, it was in the heat of the pandemic. Like when it first came out, everything was closed. Some business stores were opening, and I expected that there would be a long lead time. On the website, I do remember, I think it says between 5 and 10 business days, which, if you know, to create a custom scent, that is a really fast lead time, but whatever. It didn't ship out until 3 weeks, like 21 days. And then it took about a week to get here. So it took about a month, almost exactly a month, give or take a day, for me to get this bottle. Now, I don't have an issue with that. I understand that there's lead times. But what I would have liked to see is some type of prompt, and maybe it was there and I just didn't see it, but some type of prompt saying, because of the pandemic, because of this, our lead times could be way longer. I understand that. So I don't know if it usually takes this long, but that's just letting you guys know. It took me a month to get this first bottle. I wore this for like 2 days. I love the way that it smelled, but it's not what I paid for. I did really like this guy. So I reached out to customer service and I told them that I was unhappy with what I got. The fact that I like the way it smells, but it's not what I asked for. I did tell them that I liked this guy, and so they offered to send me, because they didn't have a 100 ml bottle of it in stock, they did have these two, to send me 2 of those. Now this is where, excuse me while I scratch my ear, this is where I felt a little tricked and a little cheated, to be honest. Would they have given me this if it was in a 100 ml bottle? Because this is perfect. This fragrance right here, the second version, is everything that I wanted. It's a light, effervescent, bright daytime scent that has beautiful hints of vanilla, orris, and violet in there. On the skin, it's a little bit more bitter than with the rollerball, because rollerball application versus an atomizer application is obviously going to be different, but it still has that beauty to it. I really, really like this fragrance. So my thought is, if it was in a 100 ml bottle, would they have given that to me instead of this one? And so it's not that they have these scents already made, they have these scents already made and already pre-bottled. And so did they choose the second or third option based off of all of my questions because they didn't have this already in a 100 ml bottle, that they only had it in 250 ml, so they chose the second or third option? If that's the case, and I'm not saying they do it because I don't know, this is all speculation, I think that's wrong. I would have much rather have them reach out to me and say, you know, the most beautiful, perfect fragrance for you isn't, we don't have it in a 100 ml bottle. Would you like 250 mils or would you like 150 ml instead? I would have much rather ended up with the fragrance I wanted initially, either in 2 bottles or 1 smaller bottle, than had to have gone through this entire experience. It left me feeling very jaded. That being said, the month lead time was only for them to print a sticker and to put it on a box. I have no idea how their fulfillment works, but I do have a very strong background in fulfillment. One of my businesses I owned is a glass etching business. We make all the glassware here and I fulfill everything. There are some weeks around Christmas time where I'm shipping like 600 glasses a day. That's on top of making them and dealing with customer service. I can do that myself because I know how to set up a very efficient fulfillment like lineup where I can do it myself and get everything done and ready. I don't know what their fulfillment situation looks like. I don't know what their warehouse situation looks like, but I thought it was terribly odd that it took 3 weeks for them to print a sticker on an already pre-made bottle that was sitting on a shelf. It's not even like they had to fill the bottles with the juice because they already had these 2 sitting on the shelf. They just had to print a sticker and put it on. That took 3 weeks. I don't know their fulfillment situation. I don't know if that's how it runs in pre-pandemic times, but let me give you an example. I also do artwork. I do a lot of graphic art. I did a stupid little illustration, took me an hour and a half, based off of a video game that I loved, and I made a sticker for it. Let me see if I can find that sticker. It's really stupid, and it's not the greatest representation of my art. But see the sticker right here? This is an Animal Crossing sticker. I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing. It took me about an hour to design the sticker. It took me an additional 15 minutes to upload it to that website and order a vinyl sticker from that website. This was pre-COVID. This is during COVID, not pre-COVID. This was during COVID. This was around the time that I was waiting for this stuff. I sent it to, the place. They printed the sticker and they shipped it back to me, first class mail. Got it within 2 weeks. Now, the issue that I have is I could have put this sticker on any old bottle of perfume and mailed it to the Waft lab, and it would have gotten there before them having in-house printing that I think that they have. I would hope that they have in-house printing to print these very basic labels that aren't even high quality. Slap it on a bottle and ship it to me. I could have designed artwork, had it printed from another manufacturing place, had them not even mail it like priority mail, like with a stamp sent to me, gotten it, slapped it on a bottle of my own bottle of perfume, shipped it to Waft, and that they could have gotten it before I got this within that 3 weeks. That's the problem that I have with this, is that their fulfillment time is way long for them literally just putting a sticker on a bottle. Now, I don't know what their lead time is, but if that's all that we were waiting for, then that's unacceptable. But again, it's COVID times. I could be wrong, but I just find that as a consumer to be a little iffy. Again, the other big thing is they had 100 ml of the fragrance that I really liked. Would they have given it to me if it was in a 100 ml bottle? They didn't even have this in a special drum and then put it in a bottle when someone orders it. I just find their fulfillment, I don't know how it is, again, it's pandemic, but I did find it to be a little on the disappointing side. The other issue I have is that a lot of what Waft says is order a gift for somebody. Now, when I got this bottle, this sticker, I got the minimalist sticker because I liked it. See how clean that looks? This is great. The two bottles I got here, I just took these out. Do you see, can you see the smudges? On that one and that one on the side right here. That's how, when I opened the box, those stickers already had those dirty smudges on them. If I had ordered that as a gift and sent it to somebody, I would have been really embarrassed. Secondly, on the roller balls, and these are cheap roller balls, let me tell you, they're not very good. Look at how the stickers come off. They were like that day one, both of them. So 4 out of the 5 bottles that I received have major malfunctions or issues with the presentation. Really, the only thing that took 3 weeks is printing stickers and slapping them on a box and a bottle and shipping them out. So I find that to be unacceptable. I don't really want to breathe too much negativity into this brand because, to be perfectly honest, I don't think that they're doing anything wrong. They're not lying about what they're doing, but I do feel like they need to be a little bit more transparent about what the Waft experience is, and maybe spend a little bit more time beefing up their fulfillment and less time on advertising. Because their advertising, it seems to be where their biggest budget is. And I think that they could probably invest in having a few more people in fulfillment, or maybe product quality, checkers to make sure that the stickers that are being put on bottles aren't damaged. At the end of the day, the price for the service is pretty good for the actual fragrance. I think that the ones that I've tried, haven't tried them all obviously, are really great. It's a great quality. I think the idea of what you actually get from Waft, which is an algorithm that helps you choose a new scent that you might not necessarily have tried, is fantastic. I really actually love the idea. And I will say their customer service was always very prompt and excellent in regards to answering my questions, being forthcoming with information, and meeting my needs. But at the end of the day, I have to look at what they're selling you and what the end result is. And what they're selling you appears to be a bespoke service. That doesn't mean that's what they are actually telling you what it is, but it's what you're led to believe, or at least it's what I was led to believe. And at the end of the day, 4 out of the 5 bottles I ended up getting were disappointing when in regards to presentation. The stickers were damaged, the stickers are falling off. And if what you're paying for is the personalized sticker, I would hope that that would be perfect every time. So the lead time I was disappointed in, but I'm really not going to knock it too much because I don't know what their fulfillment setup is. And I do know we are in the middle of a pandemic, so I do understand. And I'm only looking at their lead time until the product was actually marked as shipped and brought to the carrier. It did take about a week to a week and a half for me to get these bottles, but I do understand USPS taking a while. But it did take about 3 weeks of lead time when they said it should be at most less than 2 weeks. They should have at least, and if they did and I didn't see it, I'm very sorry, but they should have at least notified me via email or when you check out, hey, it's going to take probably double the amount of time to get these out to you because of the pandemic. That is completely understandable. Also, it's just speculation that they chose this bottle of perfume because they probably didn't have anything else that matched what I was looking for in that size. And I think that they should give people the option to get the perfect fragrance match for them, maybe at a smaller or maybe even a larger bottle if they have it larger and not 50 ml, rather than getting second or third choice. That's just what I want from them, a little bit more transparency, maybe beefing up their fulfillment a little bit better, and being more transparent and honest with everything. At the end of the day, I don't really have an issue with Waft. Would I ever purchase from them again? Probably not. But even if I had a stellar experience with them and everything was 100%, I really only needed one fragrance to figure out if this was a service that I wanted to do or not. Because at the end of the day, like, this is something that I would only do once personally. So even if I had everything was perfect, great, and I loved it, I probably still wouldn't have purchased from them again. So I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, I'm never gonna buy them from again, because that wouldn't be fair to them to say that when I probably, even if everything had it perfect, I probably wouldn't have ordered from them again anyway. Do I think the service is worth checking out? Well, I'm 50-50. I don't like the idea that most of my bottles that I got arrived damaged. I don't. I think that's unacceptable. But I do know that I chose a bottle that had a big white thing. So little imperfections are going to show up more. But it's also blatant to see. I don't know if you can see it because of my lights. Right here. Blatant to see it, like when you put the sticker on the bottle. Like somebody should have been like, this is dirty. And it was on 2 of the bottles. So I mean, something was up with that. But if we are just looking at the fluid in the bottles, I think it's worth it. I think from what I've smelled, the 3 I've smelled from them, they were pretty good. They're pretty good. Great projection, nice longevity, smells really beautiful on the skin. A great, great fragrance. Aside from the sticker, these bottles are pretty nice. Nice and heavy. The cap's nice and snug, if that means anything. This appears to be a wooden cap. It's really only the sticker. These roller balls are trash, but again, most roller balls like that are trash. I haven't found any really tiny roller balls that were good. They should have little atomizers instead. I think that would be perfect. And yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna end this video here. I don't think they're worth checking out unless this is something that you want to try because you like the idea of trying something new, or if you're looking for a gift for somebody who likes fragrance but isn't too picky but wants to try something new. If you're looking for a bespoke experience, this is not it. You are taking a risk because you really don't know what they're going to send you, because even if you choose all the right notes and the right fragrance, they might not send you what you like. But their return policy is pretty good too. But I did want to make sure that I gave you guys a final thoughts on this brand. I know that a lot of my reviews are very positive. I'm very forgiving. And it's not that I want this to be the major negative thing, but as a consumer review channel, as a consumer, most of what I review is fragrances that I've purchased and had in my collection for a long time. So in a lot of cases, I'm going to like them. But this particular service I found to be very lackluster in regards to how it's presented to you rather than the final product that you receive. It's worth it if you like the idea of this service and you want to try something new and you like being surprised, give it a whirl. The end product is not bad quality in regards to the juice, but everything else I found to be kind of missing the bar in every capacity. And that's why I can't 100 or even 50% recommend it to you. But at the end of the day, I do wear the fragrances and I do like the fragrances. So it's just the first one wasn't anything what I asked for or answered questions to receive. I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, let me know if you have any experience with this house, with this brand, with this experience, positive or negative. I know the brand isn't here to defend themselves, and I know a lot of what I say is based off of my own personal experience. I know a lot of people out there might have had the best experience in the world, and you know what? Those opinions and those experiences deserve to be heard as well. So if you guys have had a super positive experience with this brand, let me know in the comments section below. That way if somebody comes here to decide if it's something that they want to support or if it's a service they want to pay for, they're not just going to hear my opinion on it because I had a specific experience. It's always nice to hear people who've also had positive experiences with it too. But only if you've had a positive experience, don't lie. The same thing with having a bad experience. Authentic, honest experiences, please. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.